Darius and I were talking. I
And
used
mind
to
we're live, so mind what you say at this point.
go.
Okay.
So, he goes live. Let me back this thing up.
Mhm.
Um, but he has like three different phones. One is on Instagram,
Mhm.
one is on Facebook, one is on Periscope. Um, but this is nice because it consolidates all of your
And we only have to
social.
deal.
So exactly. So the numbers that come up off of this
We only deal in
is
one
all
little
in that.
spot. Plus,
Yeah.
we can record it. Hey, so you see on the side? Do you see the questions coming up on the side? Do you see? Or do only I see? Say, hey, Q, hello from Virginia. Hey, hey. You don't
Yeah,
see
I'm
any of
doing
that?
it.
To the
No,
right,
and
you see
I see
the
it says
comments?
private chat over here. Do I click on that?
No, you click on comments up at the top. You don't see any of them?
Live comments, log. No, I see log in, sign up for free. Maybe I have to
Oh,
sign up.
I don't know. Anyway, they okay. Well, I got the comments. I can put them. I can put them there. So we got 378 watching so far on Facebook. And
Boo.
anyway, y'all, what's going on, everybody? It's the dog, Miss Funky Dineva Ross, and I got a special treat for y'all. Y'all were not expecting a live tonight, and I'm gonna tell y'all somebody, and y'all may not even know this story. Y'all think I'm a gossip columnist? Y'all think I'm a messy bitch? I got on the line who raised me in the mess. This is the bitch that I got it from. This is none other than Miss Jill Tracey with the 411. Now, everybody in Miami knows Jill Tracey. She's been a media personality for forever and a day. She was on 99 Jams. She's now on Hot 105. And when I tell y'all, me and this woman on the phone, we keys and gets it down. So I figured, what better way than for me and Jill to have a public key on the line about what's going on, everybody. So Jill, say hello to the people. Let them know who you are.
Hey, y'all. Hey. Yes, indeed, I am Jill Tracey. I have been on the radio in Miami for 700 years. I have taken a few elixirs to keep me looking under 60. And some of you, those of you who many years ago watched Starting Over, you've been earning that YouTube check. Yes, Terrence, he getting all them coins, bitch. Those of you, like, it was a long time ago, but Ian Levanton had a show called Starting Over. It was like an NBC daytime show. And I was like her most famous pupil on her last season because she got my shit together because it was a mess. And so after that, I came home. I was a caregiver. My mom developed dementia, and I, had to take care of her until I found the proper, lovely home for her before I got dementia. And that's it. And then went back to work. And so now I'm in Hot 105. I DJ on the weekends, and I have the #1 community affairs show in South Florida, which is called Hot Talk with Jill Tracey. Ooh, that's Jill. I've been in Miami 46 years, and this is my first time seeing her. Wow, that's amazing. Hi, Susan. How are you? Are you serious? It's the first time? Wow, girl. Yeah, we have to get together. You have to party with us.
So listen, Jill, we was in the car and we started a conversation early. You in media, I'm in media.
Yes, child.
About that Wendy Williams show.
Everybody, I didn't know Funky when he was Quentin. I didn't know him as a gossip or anything. I discovered him online some kind of way, and I was like, "Who is this child?" And reached out. I mean, you had just really started, and I was just kind of coming back to radio, and I was doing a podcast. And he would call, we would call him, and he would give the tea and everything. This is right before Scandal really broke for you. Yeah. And it's just, yes, indeed, Miss Esther T. Roll. Yes, Queen.
So Jill, let's hop on in. Let's just get the mess rolling. We started talking earlier in the day in the car about Wendy Williams.
Wendy, child.
Now go ahead and set it up because I don't know what the fuck going on.
So Wendy, people were giving condolences to Wendy today and say, pray for Wendy. because she's talked about having Graves' disease for quite some time, and now they saying that she's will be out for a while because of the Graves' disease.
But why is they giving her condolence? Now I know she looked half-ass dead.
That's why.
But why is they giving this lady condolence?
The show is over.
Jill, what the fuck you think really going on?
I think it's time. I think it's time for Wendy to step down off of that. Listen, to hobble down off that throne and be on her way.
Now, I ain't one to gossip, so y'all ain't heard this from me.
From me.
But the people say Jill back on that medication.
Oh.
They say she back on that narcotic. And they say that's what the hell going on right now.
I would not be surprised at all. I mean, but think about it. And, it would explain a lot of shit. A lot of shit. Because she has not been on her game for a good year and a half.
Well, you know what? I was talking to my homegirl today, and I found it odd, right? Because Wendy was doing real good until she went through the situation with the man. Then she went to the rehab. Now, she said she was just visiting the rehab. She was just doing research at the rehab. Whatever she was doing at the rehab, she was over there. Okay. Then she left the rehab, came back to the show. Now COVID don't hit.
Yeah.
And the thing that bothered me about the Wendy Williams show from home, Gayle King and all of them doing their show, they still look like they in the studio. She in there eating fruit. Wendy been in the business long enough to give her own face a light beat, to be professional. She up there looking half past dead. And the problem is Wendy ain't got no girlfriends. Wendy ain't got no you never hear her say.
Right, because by now she should have had a good 3 or 4 of her good girlfriends, and they sitting there having brunch in their little robes and their bambushkas doing the whole thing. She's not. She is really just showing up.
And them good girlfriends would have helped her get it together. See, the problem is COVID done hit, and that woman in that house by herself because that man had done isolated her from the rest of the world, and she can't function outside that man. You notice at least Gayle somewhere eating the Oprah coochie. Wendy ain't got no friends. Wendy, you never hear what's Wendy's best friend name? You never hear her talk about a friend.
No, because she don't have none. Because you cannot throw. That's the same problem I was talking to Trina about. That Howard, because they got Trina doing like the tea and the dirt and this and that. I was like, girl, how you gonna talk about your friends?
Yeah.
You can't do that. And that's what Wendy did. Wendy was partying with celebrities and then talking about them. That's the one line I never really crossed. I didn't party with celebrities. You know what I'm saying? I went, I got my story, I got the fuck out. The only time I got caught up was when Alonzo Mourning choked my ass outside the club.
Who choked you?
Alonzo Mourning.
Please tell us the story. Please tell us why.
Like, bitch, if my wife's name ever come out your mouth again. Yes.
He choked you about his wife. Baby. Jill, you was dragging the lady?
Hey, look. See, she used to hang back in the day. This is back in the day. She used to hang out with a girlfriend of mine who was a really beautiful, well-paid call girl who would call me and be like, bitch, guess who I'm with right now? And she called me one night and her and Tracey was, let's just say they was doing another sport.
Okay, but don't get choked again, girl.
Thank you.
Do not get choked again.
Get choked up in here again.
But
and I went straight on the next morning. I couldn't get to work quick enough. And I went straight on there with that shit.
What bothers me about Wendy is the undisputed queen of daytime television.
We all learned from her.
Just for you to don't go out like this. Go out with class and on top and leave on your own
accord.
Don't be put out. You know what I'm saying? And right now it's looking like you being put out with your rusty wig and that dry ass makeup, no makeup, and that dirty house coat. Like that you don't want to get put out like that.
How is it? I just don't understand that. How is it that she does not have hair and makeup on call at all times?
Or Jill, see, that's the problem with Wendy. she black like this and not like this.
Black like this.
Because a real black woman would have known how to pull that shit up in a motherfucking ponytail, how to brush that shit and put some gel on it like this.
Big
you know
quarantine.
what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Would have put some gel on it like
this. Hairdresser in 2 months.
With that pale ass skin, put some BB cream on that face, a little liner and a mascara, and did what the hell she had. Quiet as a cat. She could have went and got one of them dry ass Gayle King wigs for all I care.
Yeah.
It's as if she's not even trying, which leads me to believe there's something more going on.
Well, I mean, you know, she has that I've been partying since 6 a.m. look going on right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know?
Like I haven't been to sleep. I'm gonna go to sleep after I do this show, and I had to roll up and show up to work. And that's why I say she needs some girlfriends. Being left to her own devices at home by herself is not good for her. And where is the little boy at? I get the impression the son must be over there with the daddy and the concubine.
Oh, right, Kevin, and she has not said a word about Kevin.
Yeah.
But wait a minute, did he graduate? Did he graduate from high school and go off to college? Maybe he's gone.
I know he's in that 17 slash.
Said she be high as Coco Brown.
He said they heard you. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Y'all some messy ass.
Like 3 o'clock.
That's funny. Oh yeah, that's right. Brittany, she could get a little Vivica Fox web from the internet or something. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Hilarious.
Oh, they say he's in college in Miami. Lord, he might be down here listening to us gossip about his mom.
Matter
of fact, I do think he goes to the University of Miami.
Okay.
But girl, let's move on from Wendy because we could go on and on and on and give her too much. You also mentioned Raven.
Yes, Raven Simone was on this. It's called Hip Hop News, and he's at FIU. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Raven rolled up on Hip Hop News. It's two brothers. I don't know them from Adam's House Cat, but they are getting a lot of traction right now. They get some good interviews, and she was on there talking about, all of it. And
all of it, meaning like the Bill Cosby stuff.
Bill Cosby, That's So Raven, like all of that.
She's normally all of that. She's normally outspoken. So what she had to say?
So she said that, like in a nut, she did not go in on Bill, but she did say that some people, no matter how wonderful and famous they all have demons. And they also said that they tried to hit on you. Out there like and she talked about, but basically she was saying, but you got to remember who brought you to the party. So she would not be where she is if it had not been for Bill Cosby and the Cosby Show. She said, but some people are very disturbed.
I can appreciate her sentiment, right? Because I'm going to tell you what I had issue with, right? I'm still side-eyeing the hell out of Felicia Rashad, right? Because remember, Felicia Rashad got up there and did the whole, I'm finna ride for my man. He ain't do it, them women crazy, screw them bitches, right? We now know that kind of was a little wrong. Now that Bill ass in prison, Felicia ain't had nothing to say.
Not a word.
She pull him, she drew her line in the sand. And she didn't say anything, and she stood by Bill Cosby at court. She was with him. Yeah. What I like about what Raven Simone did, and this is going to be hard for a lot of people to grasp, Raven Simone said, listen, independent of what that man had going on in his personal life, I would not be who and what I am, nor have what I have if it was not for him. Therefore, I can honor the man he was and what he did for me, and acknowledge that he did what he did, and both of them can exist in the same space. Now, if you're expecting me to say something bad about him, I'm not, but I'm not finna play dumb either. Like it's not possible that he did it. And that's a grown woman, classy based response, in my opinion.
And that is somebody's that is coming from her base of power and strength. You know what I'm saying? Her parents raised her right. She came up in the business the right way. You know what I'm saying? And she knows that some bridges you don't burn, but you cross them and you don't go back.
I get it. I get it. And CJUP 98, you're absolutely right. It is the same thing with K. Michelle and R. Kelly. At this point, you can't negate the fact that that shit happened, but I can't opt to just not say nothing.
Right. But K. Michelle did kind of read Idris Elba, didn't she?
Well, she did. She got a song called "Maybe I Should Call" because she claimed that. But I got a question for you real quick before we even go there. It's so funny that we brought up R. Kelly. I just left Bell Harbor having dinner with Lynette. You met Lynette.
Yeah.
And we were talking about R. Kelly's.
Where'd y'all go, first of all?
We went to we went plant shopping. Then we went to TJ.
There's a level foliage behind you. We'll talk about that later.
We went to TJ Maxx Home Goods, but them holes was closed. So then we went to Bell Harbor because I had saw a Killian ad today on Instagram for a new fragrance they had. It didn't smell good, but I ended up buying like 6 more. Y'all can check my Instagram for the 6 that I bought. And then we had some cocktails, and now I'm home talking to you. Tipsy with my wine. But at the dinner table, she brought up R. Kelly, and her first comment was, "It ain't no way in the hell you can't tell me Drea Kelly ain't know that them girls was living and locked in her house, right?" But that's not what I want to talk about. What we then moved on about was the whole issue of R. Kelly's music. Now, listen, Jill, you are a radio personality by trade. That is your bread and butter. That is where the bulk of your media experience lies. I am one of those people, and I got to tread lightly here because I don't want to offend too many people, but R. Kelly's music has been the underscore of so many important segments of my life that it is kind of hard to say I got to give up my bump and grind and the TP2 album. I remember if TP2 came out, everybody in my high school had it. We was on the bus going to grad night. Can we listen to his music without feeling guilty? Are we allowed to? I mean, what the NAACP saying about this?
Nothing. They still stepping in the name of love. So I think like it is the same exact thing, right? And so many people, Mel Gibson comes to mind, right? And you know, the fact that he is a raging racist and made no apologies of it when he was stopped by those cops, called them everything, you know, but monkeys. That was years ago, but the point being that many other people have gotten a pass for being completely unlike their character or who you expect them to be. Black people just don't get their pass.
Yeah.
That's just the bottom line as far as I see it. It is quite a study in, I was a psych major, right? So I can appreciate the duality of somebody like R. Kelly. Especially when you look at his background. You know, he was raped by an aunt at like 12.
Right.
So his whole concept of sexuality was fucked up from the door. You know what I'm saying? So it was never checked. And people then just let him continue to be that person unchecked until he started getting arrested.
Yeah.
So he was dysfunctional from the door.
Yeah.
Remember the song about, was it his mama? And he's sitting on the video, he was sitting on the steps getting his hair braided and the whole thing. I thought that was really telling about where he is mentally, you know? And yeah, Drea, I don't know if I can call Drea a friend, but I've done stuff with her. And I will say, you know how you ever run into people that you knew from high school 20 years later and they look exactly like they still wear their hair and their clothes the same way they did in high school? That's Drea Kelly. So I see how it happened to her. I see how she was in that house and she knew what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
But a part of her was able to block that out. Because remember, she was the shit, dancing behind him and all that. Then when she got pregnant and became the wife, she was no longer in the limelight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So any farther out, and she would be back in some normal bullshit life.
Right. Right. Right.
So I think a part of her just was able, because she was dancing with some. Remember, she was a backup dancer with him, and she was dancing with some of them girls.
You know, R. Kelly exposed something in the black community that was very hush hush for a very long time.
Thank you.
But here is what I know, right? There's not a one single individual on this earth that is special in any regard. So if R. Kelly was like that, it makes me question who else is like that, or who else got the same thing going on and just ain't get caught. That R. Kelly documentary, like, we kind of knew, but we didn't know to that magnitude. And I'm just like, I don't know. And color me naive. I just didn't think stuff like that existed in the world.
Are you serious?
I really didn't, especially with that many people knowing. You know what I'm saying? But being broke and needing money is one hell of a drug. I was supposed to do a show, Nikki Gilbert's show, a couple weeks ago, and Drea Kelly was supposed to be on the show. And I had one question for her that I want to ask so bad. And I want to know what her current relationship is with her brother, considering the fact that she was his wife, but the brother was R. Kelly's handler and was going out getting girls for R. Kelly and helping R. Kelly cheat on your sister, on his sister. I want to know what their current relationship is, because it's just sick and it's crazy to me. And it's so crazy trying to rationalize the shit and understand it that it's making me crazy in the process.
Well, you know, I will send you. Now, why did I start? Did you change something?
No.
It's weird.
I think you're
Let me
good.
turn your speaker down a little bit. I don't know. Anyway, we all have to keep our daughters, y'all. I have 4 daughters, and I'm 30 years old, and my oldest 13. Yeah, guard your children. Drea, I did an interview with Drea and Sabrina Fulton together.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And to say that we were like literally all in tears at the end of that interview.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing that I did discover about Drea in that interview is that he has a script. Because I'd heard, I researched her, and it was the same thing, the same. And I agree. I think that she knew, but she thinks she blocked it out. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like people in that space, and she's one of them. There have been many others that, feel like they have to like kind of act like they don't see it. So
Hold on 1 second, Jill. Travel the world, so you're against R. Kelly. Yes, I am against R. Kelly. I'm against any grown-ass man sticking his grown man dick in a damn child. What the hell is wrong with you? You sitting here on the Instagram, in the comments, like, going in.
I can see some of them, but not all of them.
She acting like we damn crazy for questioning and even having this conversation, saying we only believe it because the documentary came on. Yes, bitch. I only believe it because the documentary came on. All them damn people was not lying in a coordinated effort to lie.
And really, please understand that Dream Hampton, it's like I'm 6 degrees in separation from everybody. I went to high school with Dream Hampton. We dated the same boy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But Dream, trust me, comes from a very above board family and experience. And she didn't just go after R. Kelly for no damn reason.
Right.
I will tell you that for real, for real. So it's not like one day, like he rejected her or she's some shaded. No. Dream used to write for Vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody really wants to find out information about Dream and, you think that she just set that whole thing up, just search her name, Dream Hampton, and look at her archives, and you will know she's the real deal. She didn't just, come up with that out of nowhere.
Hold on, Jill. They say we getting the echo is giving feedback.
Yeah, I'm hearing an echo too.
Do you have a second page open or something, or maybe?
I mean, I didn't change anything. I know I see myself over here, but I always did.
Yeah. No, as you should. All right, well, we'll keep going. Hopefully that's got a little better.
Testing. It stopped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. So Dream had been working on that for a ridiculously long amount of time. So, and don't get me to talking about the horror stories that I just didn't cover a lot of those with R. Kelly because I didn't want that coming out of my mouth.
Right. Indeed, because there's honestly and truthfully, there's not a way you can cover it honestly without going in.
No,
you can't. Anywho, I don't want us to get caught up on R. Kelly because that is old news.
What
else on your mind?
People will call. What did I play? One night I played, was it Changing Faces or somebody that he produced? And that phone blew up like, why are y'all still playing R. Kelly? I'm like, that's not R. Kelly. He produced that song. I mean, when I tell you how people go in on R. Kelly, I kind of compare it to the Little Richard. Not Little Richard, his white counterpart, Jerry Lee Lewis.
Well,
nobody ever say nothing about it. Jerry Lee Lewis married his cousin.
Yeah.
At 13. He was what, 35, 40? You know what I'm saying? And nobody even brought that up. Like, R. Kelly wasn't the first to do something heinous like that.
Yeah.
But when you this shade and not that shade, you get no forgiveness.
Okay. R. Kelly is all. Let's move on, Jill. What else on your mind on this illustrious Friday evening? And shout out to the 1,600 people who are watching us right now on Facebook and all of you guys over in YouTube land. We definitely. I put the link to Jill Tracey's YouTube channel, y'all. When I tell y'all I got my gossiping skills from this woman. If y'all want the tea from the queen.
And I'm trying to get my YouTube skills from Q, because I'm really. My YouTube is a mess. I'm gonna get it.
I put the link to Jill's YouTube channel in the description box for all of y'all who are out there watching, so y'all can get to her. And we'll do the social media shout out next. But Jill, what else going on in the world, honey? I was out shopping today, so I didn't get a chance to look and see what was all going on in the trending topic.
Well, like on my mind right now, I like watch CNN like I live in the airport, and this whole conspiracy. I like to call it, of demonizing Black folks yet again and setting it up like this whole coronavirus thing initially was like everybody be afraid. Then suddenly became old people. It's affecting old people more than anybody else. Oh, it's gonna kill all the old people. Then the narrative changed to Black people, because they have so many underlying conditions that, high blood pressure, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. And that is why more of them are dying. Now we're on to children. And being in this space for this long, I know that there's a joy in repetition. So the more you repeat something, the more your audience gets numb to its effects. So we're getting numb to hearing everybody say Black people are dying more than white folks. So at some point, we just like, well, that's because this, that, and the other. But it's institutional racism, this, and other. However, we are dying in the thousands. And you got people running around out here, Black folks talking about they not wearing a mask, they're not going to do this, they're not going to do that. On some airborne, we don't know where this came from. Your brother was fine one day, 3 days later, he was dead.
So I want to tell you, I went out today. Everybody and their mama out. Everybody, there was traffic. When I went to Bell Harbor, all the restaurants were open. Now, granted, people didn't have more masks and they were trying to space people out.
Y'all
But I
people
guess
magical. Let me just tell you that. Thank you, y'all.
what you looking at on your phone?
My notification just kept coming up, and my
Oh,
YouTube. Thank
okay.
y'all.
Yeah, y'all show Jill some love. But listen, everybody and their mama was out, and it is hard, Jill, because there is a psychological component to this, which says I've been in the house all day, all this time. Child, I'm just delighted to go to Winn-Dixie and go grocery shopping. It gives me a reason to get out. The moment I was not expecting to see as many people out as possible. I mean, as many people out today as I did, because Miami just opened up Monday, for those of y'all out there who don't know. And it's funny because I right now don't even have room to even say much, because I went plant shopping today and tried to go to Home Goods to get something to go on my new wine cabinet. And for me, I was like, okay, if I wash my hands and do my hand wash and I put my mask on like they're saying, and I social distance, I should be relatively okay. When I got to Bal Harbor, though, I was nervous because there were a lot of people. The restaurants that had outside seating, it honestly looked like a normal day. And it's funny because I think we do this thing as people that if it doesn't affect us, then it's not happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, hey, nobody in my family died. Nobody is sick around me. So, child, I guess it's okay. We tend to not take things serious until it affects us. And even now talking about it, I'm like, well, damn, Q, you really did not have to go to the mall today. Why didn't you stay home?
But you had on your mask, and you had, I mean, we're going to have to go about our lives. You know what I'm saying? But in a different way. Like we were talking, sidebar, we were talking about dating. And how right now it's impossible to date somebody period. Because is it worth dying over? No. It's a real fine delineator now. It's like, is that worth dying over? I don't think so. And that is that's a real thing right now. But the thing that bothers me about what the space that you were just talking about is this idea. We have it better than, like, oh my God, so many people. And the people that are just like, oh, I just got to get out this house. I got to this, that, and the other. It's like, okay, I'm sorry. I just need you to take a drive down to whatever your Skid Row is, whatever your poverty-stricken place is, and look at how many people would die to have a little piece of room to lay their head down in and go walk and go get in the refrigerator and have a drink. You know what I'm saying? It just seems so trivial that people are just, oh, I need to get out this house. This is ridiculous, and especially the militia and etc. That are, that took over the Capitol in Michigan, and that killed the security guard at the Family Dollar because he told them that they had to have a mask on to come in. But Aubrey wasn't. I don't think that was not coronavirus related. But there are several stories. Just go on Sean King page because he got all. It's like every time somebody get murdered, they must just send it straight to Sean King.
So, speaking of Sean King, I want to take a minute and shouts out to the 1,600 people watching us on Facebook. Y'all are live with Funky Dineva Ross and Miss Jill Tracey. Let's talk about and it's funny because my audience knows, and I'm going to reiterate, y'all. Sometimes I stay away from talking about the race-related issues because James Baldwin said it best, and he said, "Conscious in this country is to be upset all the time." I'm paraphrasing. It was something to that effect. Yeah. To be conscious is to be upset all the time. And I know that a lot of y'all tune in to me to escape the hard stuff and shit. I tune in to myself to escape the whole damn stuff. Because if it's not one thing, it's a damn another. But no, before we get to Aubrey, because that's heavy, let's talk about Crazy Joe Biden. Now that bitch, that old senile, pearly white veneer having bitch,
are you trying to lose this goddamn election?
Got his ass to the thing. Let me read what this old senile fucker said verbatim. This bitch said,
he did an interview with Charlemagne.
This bitch said, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black. Right. Now, bitch, I'm finna go in and let have real quick. First and foremost, let me not pretend like I don't understand what the hell this brother is saying. I get it, but you're not allowed to say that, number one. And number two, you're not allowed to say it. You're just not. There are certain things that certain people are just not allowed to say. But the bigger problem, if you scratch below the surface, is what the issue has been with black people being blindly loyal to the Democratic Party for the longest. It's a simple fact. That statement alone shows you that the Democrats and the old guard, they take for granted the fact that because we are black, we automatically gonna vote. Oh, I got that vote in the bag because I'm a Democrat. I don't have to give them niggas nothing. By virtue of the fact that they are black, they are going to vote for me. That statement said to me that, oh, because y'all black, y'all supposed to vote for me. Y'all have to vote for me. Trump is a douchebag. Yes, he is. He is a douchebag. But that right there, that was some old cocky ass shit that was rooted and wired in. I ain't really got to worry about them niggas because they going to vote for me anyway because I'm their best. I'm the great white hype.
Listen, the only reason why he is the nominee is because Clyburn gave him his blessing, and we all said, okay, well, you know, he's the closest thing to Obama and Jesus. So if he says then Biden is okay and we need to roll with him, then that's how it went. And we don't, I mean, it's like it's Biden or Trump. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not like white audacity. I like that. It's not like we really have a choice. It's not that we love or even want Biden.
It's that we don't have a choice. And it's funny because I think the reason why it hurt so bad is because he put words to a fact. We know we gotta vote for you. He's absolutely right in what the fuck he's saying. You just shouldn't have said it. Like I know you fucking me right now, but at least give me some foreplay. Suck on my neck, kiss me. Tell me you love me in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Don't just bend me over with no Vaseline and wear me out and send me back home. Like, come
and tell me I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Right. Like, I don't know how he thought that this was okay. Elizabeth Warren would have never. Hillary would have never. So then it makes me wonder, are you really a friend?
Okay, are you really this, though, right? What if the same was basically true about Obama, in that Biden was like that the Obama campaign knew that they had to put somebody white, male, patriarchal with him in order for him to get elected. Do you know what I'm saying? And Biden is just trying to use that reverse psychology on us. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, because he thinks hearing him say that is like, he feels like he's one of us because Obama chose him and how we love Obama. So he feel like he can, he the white boy at the cookout that can say some dumb shit like that and not get put out. I mean, I old liar and chief sitting in the White House, and he knows how much we hate him. So, and it will be forgiven. Yeah, I agree with you, Brandy. That apology was futile.
And
that's the thing, Q. Who is going to check his ass before he gets to the White House? Because if we don't check him before he gets in the White House, you think it's bad now. He was a part of that crime bill. Don't get twisted.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
here's the funny thing, right? At the very end of the day, we're voting for him. because I told a friend the other day at the bar, you know, I asked him why did he vote for Donald Trump, and he was like, you know, the taxes and economic policy. And then I started explaining white privilege, and I was just telling him, I said, you know, I said, I wish I knew what it felt like to be able to vote preferences and economics and vote luxuries. I said, you don't understand, for people of color and black people in particular, we are voting survival. So even though we upset with Joe right now, I can talk all this shit, but I'm still voting for him. You're still voting for him because he is the lesser of the two evils. And anything, it's a sad state of being when anything is better than what the fuck you got. Anything.
Okay, so at that though, Q, now at what point do we change this game? We know that we black people, particularly, can I get a hand raised for all my sisters? Black women are the deciding factor, period. The black community is going whatever direction black women tell them to go, because we're the only ones going to go in there and do the work, right? Okay, so now at what point do we make demands? I told you when I went to CBC, which for those of you who don't go, is the Congressional Black Caucus. Happens every year in DC. Everybody important in black politics, media, all that shows up, right? Kamala Harris, now we leave, Florida has the best party on Friday night at CBC. We all got to leave the party early so we can be up for Kamala at 9 o'clock in the morning, right? We all get there at 9 o'clock, 400 black women standing outside the convention hall. Look, the door says Kamala Harris will not make this plenary. We are sorry for your inconvenience. And that was it. Has never said another word about it. Never. So it's no coincidence that slightly, less than 2 months thereafter, she jumped out. She had to resign from the race. Because all of those 400 black women,
remember that
black women who went right back home to their districts and was like, "Oh, that bitch thinks she playing with us." No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We ain't like you. No way.
I'm gonna tell you something. Speaking of Kamala, and when she was in the thing, I was very reluctant about speaking on it because we got this cancel culture now. And the minute you say something about a black woman or a particular person, you got this whole militia that come after you. I ain't never seen it. It ain't got nothing to do with her being a black woman. I ain't never seen it for Kamala Harris. I never seen it for her. I never liked her. I thought that she was black like this and not like this. Okay. And that white husband could go kick rocks. I never saw it for her. My spirit just never connected with her. I'm not going to go as far as to call her a bad wench, but I just felt like she was too far removed from the life of the common black person. And I'm not going to lie to you. I was very disappointed in America when Elizabeth Warren ranked as low as she did. My heart and soul was in Elizabeth Warren campaign. I don't know why when she speaks, she is very honest. I get a very honest vibe from her. But let me ask you this question. We're gonna spend about 3 more minutes on this politics thing and we're gonna move on. That damn Governor Cuomo out of New York, baby. I love his dirty draws. I would drink Governor Cuomo bath water. He got the stuff. He gives me JFK reincarnated. And I'm going to ask you this question as a black woman, right? Biden stepped out and made a vow that his VP would be a woman. That, they threw Stacey Abrams' name in the pot.
Klobuchar is the one that's really...
Yeah, black folks have been looking like, okay, we got a good opportunity. Now, the people in the polls have come out and said, a Biden-Cuomo ticket would look really good and it would be strong. Me, personally, I would support that. Now, my question to you as a woman and as a black woman is, would you feel a way if Biden had to renege? And to y'all out there in the comments, would y'all feel a way if Biden had to renege on his promise to bring a woman VP in order to bring Cuomo in and take this thing home?
No.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't feel no kind of way, and I would vote for them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I need Psycho Trump out the White House, period.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And okay, look, I'm gonna keep it real. Y'all can tell, I have never missed a meal, ever.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a very frank conversation on a chat, with women in politics. And several people, you praise God for them, and I was one of them, said that as much as we love and adore Stacey Abrams,
mm-hmm.
white women are not going to vote for her because she looked like they made.
Woo! She's not palatable for white people.
No, she doesn't. And it's wrong as hell. But everything that has happened, everything that shit that's happened to us is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Period. But but you have to really, really accept the truth that when they look at us, when they see us, come on, Ava DuVernay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Unless you look like Kamala, they don't trust that you can handle business. They put you in a space that you either big mama or you the good girlfriend. I can come cry to you on your shoulder and you're gonna make me something to eat and we're gonna be good girlfriends. Mm-hmm. But they don't put us, you name me one other than Oprah who wrote her own tickets.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. One beautiful, largesse, dark-skinned Black woman in power, real power, vice presidential power. They ain't ready.
And it's funny, and I'm going to say this, and I don't say it as an insult or shade. Mm-hmm. Stacey Abrams' aesthetic,
right,
is the archetype of the slave.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And you're right. Yeah. So somebody's point, white women didn't even vote for a white woman. So they damn sure are not about to vote for an authentically black woman. She's going to have to be, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That is my sister all day. The only difference between me and she's a little smaller than me. Like down to the bottom. But anyway, but the only difference between she and I is like my grandmother, God love her.
Look at that comment, Jill, on the screen.
A racially ambiguous Black woman would be more acceptable to the masses. Sad truth. She, Royal B, thank you. That's it right there.
It is.
Yeah.
And I always said Obama wouldn't have won if he was my color.
No, he wouldn't.
I stand by that.
No,
he wouldn't have.
Mm-mm. That's why Aubrey's dead.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If had been some high yellow, Jussie Smollett running.
Negro.
But you know what I'm saying? It would have been a difference. And it's something, that's just baked into this psychotic cake of America. Mm-hmm. If you like the people that was my color worked in the house, the people that was your color worked in the field. So it started that early on, so that at some point, like, we take it in. Mm-hmm. And it's true. It's sad, but it's true.
Yeah.
But now the thing is, they are threatened by our dark-skinned bastards. Oh yeah. It's like you have more power the darker you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are closer to, the core of who we are. And those of us that are light, somehow some white got up in us somewhere. And somehow we're some kind of palatable. I think the sound of Biden and Cuomo. Right. I'm with it all day.
Cuomo just does something for me. But I don't want us to stick on this topic too long, so I don't want the people to get bored with us, Jill.
But what else you got to think about that too, because really, and I'm gonna throw that in your plate, because we have got to find a way to make it not boring. We cannot not know what the fuck is going on into this. I don't care what we got to do. We got to bring a stripper in. I don't know what we got to do to
Right.
make
People
us
understand.
give a shit.
Yeah.
I have Melba Pearson, who's running for state attorney on, and her rep that called me, she's been on before, but the rep that called me was like, I really need to bring on somebody who will explain what the state attorney does. And at first I got offended. I was like, my audience is, quite literal. They know a few things. And he said, I did a focus group of 50 people, 50 Black people, and only 15 of them knew what the state attorney does.
Wow.
That's serious. Do you know what I'm saying? We're electing people and we don't know what their responsibilities are. Hi, listening from Nigeria.
From Nigeria at 3 a.m. I want to give a shout out. I don't know how to pronounce your name, so I didn't want to butcher it, but shouts out to you and the 1,700 people we got watching over at Facebook and the other couple 100,000 we got over there in YouTube land. We thank y'all so much. And if y'all are liking this conversation that me and Jill are having, listen, we always kicking like this on a Friday night on the phone anyway. We can just move it to the social media if y'all want to take in. It seems like everybody is active and involved. Y'all be sure to go over. I put the link in the description box to the Jill Tracey YouTube page and subscribe to her page. If y'all think this is something, you ain't seen nothing yet. She gets all the celebrity interviews over at the radio station, the gossip, the tea, the one, the politics. She's your activist, your advocate, your friend, your sister, your girlfriend, everything in between. But Jill,
we gotta get another. We gotta send a toast to Miss Betty Wright.
We gotta listen. There wasn't no lady sitting under a tree. She called me over and she said to me, y'all know tomorrow they're doing it. For those of y'all who want to participate, because I'm probably going to do a video about it, they will be streaming Betty Wright's funeral for all of you guys who want to pay homage to Queen Mother of Miami R&B and Soul, Miss Betty Wright, the official, the real old lady sitting under the tree. They will be streaming her funeral. Is Hot streaming it?
No, I think we might be now. I think
I know for a fact, because I can tell y'all the stations y'all not gonna remember. All y'all gotta do is Google Miami news stations, and all of our news stations, channel 7, channel 4, channel 6, channel 10, they're streaming it. Just Google Miami news stations. And Jill, what time does the service start?
11.
11. Yeah, so y'all want to pay homage to the old lady sitting under the tree.
Okay. I didn't go to the I mean, I personally just don't do viewings. No. I want to remember you. I gave her. That's the thing about when people say give the person their flowers while they're alive. My heart is so full because I gave Betty her flowers. You know what I'm saying? While she was alive, and her very last interview was with me, and was the first interview I ever videotaped of me and Betty. So it was, and she knows that we are there in spirit. I don't, but I will. I mean, I think her funeral is going to be good, and I think it's just so much about Betty people didn't know. People never knew that she, that the Rolling Stones were fans of hers, and she worked with them, and she worked with Alice Cooper, and she worked with Madonna, and she worked. I mean, she just
Beyonce. She vocal coached everybody. So let's move. Do you watch Married to Madison, Jill?
I do not.
Well, I'm just gonna say this to the people that they can look it up real quick and we can move on. Y'all, Quad done went and found a whole baby from somewhere. Okay,
not found a baby.
Work ain't honest, but it pays the bills. Mama done went and found a whole baby. She said, "You bitches would not kick me off this show. I got a storyline, bitch. I got a baby. My mama and this baby is moving in with me, and I'm finna be an independent Black woman and a single mother." Okay. I woke up this morning and saw an Instagram post. I did an interview with some nondescript blog. I don't know who it was or why she didn't give me the story. I don't know. That's a whole nother conversation that I have with her at a later date. But she having a baby. Let's find that. And then if some of y'all have been following my Instagram, I posted a post today that said, "What should I talk about?" And several people got under my post and said, well, you should talk about Tamar Braxton apologizing to you. I said, Tamar, so I DM one of the people. I was like, what y'all talking about? Because I didn't get it. You know, sometimes
you
I
didn't see it in the
comments, I don't see them. So they pointed me to the direction of the comment. And let me tell y'all what Tamar said to me. Tamar said, well, since you asked, I would like to talk about how I saw your video, and I wanted to thank you for being honest and fair. We haven't seen eye to eye on, well, anything, but I appreciate you for apologizing. I too can apologize. I know I have hurt your feelings and offended you. She said, you can't knock a bitch for doing the right thing. I hope this is a start for some new understanding between us. So when I saw that, my response to her was, at Tamar Braxton, hey girl, you know, I've always gone up for you. Or I said, hey, girl, you know what? I never truly had a problem with you. For real, for real. I've always gone up for you low key. I don't know where things went left, but I can admit that I got fixated on going in on you. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, I've been an asshole to you and very mean, even unfair at times. For that, I'm sorry. People around us have said we would be really cool friends if we got to know each other, and I've always believed that. However, I was so stuck in the groove of reading you, I never helped foster an environment where we could gain an understanding. Seriously, I don't have any issue with you. All our petty back and forth shading one another is in the past as far as I'm concerned. I look forward to our new beginning. Signed, your emerging friend, Miss Funky Dineva Ross. So
I read that earlier today.
Yeah. So you know, I never really did have a problem with Tamar. We shared a lot of mutual friends that I think kept up a lot of confusion between us because they would tell me things that she was saying about me, and they were telling her things that I was saying about her. And honestly and truthfully, friendly shade from my videos turned into real disdain for one another, and we would just go back and forth. And honestly and truthfully, for me, it was just lazy and easy to go in on Tamar, and so I did. But in retrospect, you know, we all have to put on our adult panties at some point.
At some point.
And be like, child, it's petty and it's dumb. And we really, when we get to the crux of what we're fighting over, we really ain't fighting over nothing. A, we don't know each other that well. And B, to be quite honest with you, me and Tamar about got more things in common than not. So I'm glad that she and I were able to, you know, start anew. And, you know, I would love, people keep saying me and Tamar should do a live. I would love to do a video with me, Tamar, maybe me, Tamar, and T.S. Madison. I think it would be a real cute Kiki. And that's that on and that's that on that. What else you got over there, Miss Jill?
Calm down. Child, these dogs is...
We at 58 minutes. We at an hour. Y'all show us some love if y'all liking these Friday night conversations.
Yes. Right. I can't see nothing.
You can't see. Yeah,
I agree.
Maybe there's a setting or something I got to do for you to be able to see what it is the people saying.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
I see every now and then. Like I just saw the one that said you should interview Tamar, and I agree.
Yes.
I don't know.
I got the box chick that says guest see viewer comment, so you should be seeing them.
I see. I have a nice space over there where they would be.
Yeah. Okay. No. Okay.
Private chat. Oh wait a minute. Maybe I need to. Bitch. I just needed to click on it. How about that?
Oh girl, they've been over there going in for the whole fucking hour. So now you see the whole scroll.
Right. It said private chat and live comments. So I was just waiting for the comments to come up.
Okay, so y'all show Jill some love now that she can see the damn comments.
Okay. Tony Tone said he don't like Tamar because she seems fake. She'll smile in their face and talk about you behind your back.
Yeah, they say I love the natural flow of the conversation, but this my girl, me and Jill. That's why I said, you know what? We're both in media, and me and her laugh sometimes at the conversations that we have on the phone. Same thing with now your phone lighting up.
Okay, so shouts out to my ride or die. The person that you call when you
You need to bury the body. Miss Blue Brownlee in New Jersey. That is my ride or die. That is, oh my God. So, and she loves you.
Oh,
Almost.
hey, Blue.
So, yeah, she was saying the comments are going really, really fast. And girl, I ain't see him at all. But thank you, babe. That's my heart and soul. Oh, something about,
I'm
yeah.
live right now with Jill Tracy. I send you the link. Can you come on?
Is that Tamar?
No, no, this ain't Tamar. This T.S. Madison. Just come on for 5 minutes.
Okay, I gotta put my wig on.
Don't keep your cap on. They know you home, girl. They know you doing the Wendy Williams, girl. I'm finna send it to you now.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Wait, I gotta go refill my glass.
Go ahead and refill your glass, honey, while I get what the fuck going on.
Oh my goodness. Okay, little dog, come give you a treat while I'm in here. Come on. I wish we had a little musical interlude.
We should get a musical interlude. Now, you know what me and Tamar made up, y'all. If only me and Khia could. Child, that shit'll never fucking happen. Y'all can hold y'all damn breath. She can, well, she can't hold hers because she might kill herself from how stink her throat air is. I'm gonna see what Maddie got to add to the comment. Y'all go refill your wine real quick. Y'all shut up, dogs. Ooh. You know, it's funny why Jill is out getting her wine. People have been wanting me to do lives for the longest, right? And I just was opposed to doing lives because I would watch people do them and they felt stupid to me. I was like, nobody wants to see you driving around, riding around, just holding your phone. Like, who do you think you are that somebody want to watch you drive through the drive-through at McDonald's? So I always felt like if I did a live, it had to have some purpose. It had to have a reason to do. A lot of y'all wonder why I stopped the Wednesday night show. It was very hard for me to commit to doing something every Wednesday. My life got so hectic that things would come up that I needed to do for the advancement of my personal life, my career, for my health. And if y'all know anything about the way my mind's set up, schedules just don't work well for me. I don't like being confined into boxes and being told I have to do something every day at a certain time. That's why I've been working with my therapist, working on consistency and timing. That's why y'all have seen so many videos this particular month or these last 45 days, because it is something that I am actively working through in therapy. Just honoring my word, honoring the fact that I'm going to show up and just being consistent. It really is a problem that I have. And I think it stems from my childhood and my accounting career, just being boxed in and having to do a certain thing for so long that I celebrate the fact that I can do whatever the fuck it is I want when I want. And sometimes that spills over into my professional life and my inability to be consistent and show up on time, if that makes sense to y'all out there. But I recognize that I'm crazy and my mind bad. And so I got into therapy to help me work through those issues. And that's why sometimes y'all see me pop up with videos at 2 o'clock in the morning, because I'm like, no, I said I'm going to do these housewives videos. I added these white people shows. I have to show up and do it. Even if it's at 2 o'clock in the morning, I have to do it. Even this video, I know I didn't do no video today. I didn't do my housewives in New York. So I said, nope. Even if it's just a live, I have to show up today and I have to do something. And it's not even for y'all, it's for me. I made a vow to myself that I am going to show up and do what it is I'm supposed to do. So that's what it is. There was an old lady sitting under a tree. She called me over and she said to me, hey, T.S. Madison.
Girl, you got me right coming on, girl. You ain't give a girl no chance to do shit.
Girl, I saw the thing pop up down to the thing. I said Jill went to fix her a drink, honey. In the meantime, in between time, what you doing, sis?
Girl, she just sitting up here, was looking at this stuff going on the internet. We got to look and see what's going on the internet, honey.
So, girl, what you thought about me? Because y'all know T.S. Madison turned on me for Tamar that time. That night happened. She ain't had my back. She had Tamar back. And I'm still mad about that shit. No, I'm just joking. Did you see me and Tamar's...
I'm glad. I'm glad. Listen, and she was open to that because I had talked to her about that.
Uh-huh.
I told her that you and I are good friends. You know what I'm saying? Even hell, Dineva, let's break it all the way down. Let's be 2000. You want to be 2000?
Let's be 2000, bitch.
Let's be 2000. Even when me and homegirl was together, I tried to me and y'all beef. No, be honest.
Yeah, you did. No, I remember.
See, people don't even know that. I tried to me and y'all little beef that y'all had. I was like, girl, you know, like that Dineva's my friend. You feel what I'm saying? Like I don't like when my friends have issues with each other. When me and you talked about that, you was like, pussy ass all you had. I was like, Dineva. Like, you know, we was drinking, and bitch, I was lit, you was lit. It was, I don't know if I had said some crazy shit. You know, look at y'all be getting up, going fixing drinks. Let me look and see what y'all saying down here in the chat. Hey y'all. Hey. Hey y'all. Hey, look at that shit. Oh. Ooh. Yes. My baby and I are back together again. Come on.
You don't know we do this at our shows, bitch. My baby and I are back together again.
Yes, it is.
Again itself a been. If it wasn't for the trials we've been through, I never had the courage to come back to you. We're all entitled to make a mistake. We got to prepare for some heartache. I was learning my man while I was learning my man. Something you young girls might not understand.
No way. No way. No way.
We gonna let this last part play, then we gonna start back talking. Funky Bunch out there, now y'all know this part. Sing with a bitch.
Come on.
There was an old lady sitting under a tree. She called me over and she said to me, my days left here may not be long. I wouldn't waste my time telling you nothing wrong. Love is a flower neath the sun and the rain. A little bit of pleasure worth a whole lot of pain. If you learn this secret, how to forgive, a longer in the better life you will live. Pain. Woo! Just a little musical interlude.
T.S. Madison in the building. Hi, baby.
Yeah, you never met T.S. Madison formally, have you?
Well, listen. What Gia? I told you this before. What Gia Tracey don't know is we used to back in the day. We used to cut her mother's lawn. I told you that my grandfather is Joe Hinton, and
yeah, she told me that story.
Yeah, Mr. Joe, we used to come up there and cut that grass up there, honey.
Never knew that. How are you, Sunshine?
I'm all right. You looking pretty, girl, over there. Got your wine. Wait a minute. That ain't wine. I ain't never know wine to be brown.
Okay, this is Fireball.
God, itself. Hey.
Girl, I thought that was wine, girl. I had not said it.
Yeah, boo, this is right. No, this is Fireball masquerading as well.
So how you holding up? How are you holding up during the COVID pandemic?
You know, I'm stable.
Mm.
I got furloughed.
Okay.
For April, March, April, and I'm back this month.
Okay.
So, you know, honestly, I needed the rest.
Mm-hmm.
So are you getting like any stimulus and all the other stuff that everybody's getting?
Well, you know what? I was just looking at my little notification just came through and said that the next stimulus check may be in a debit card. I don't know if y'all can't see that.
Okay, come on, debit. We take debit.
So the only thing that I got was I got the stimulus, the $1,200 stimulus check, and you know, a lot of people said that like all of us should have gotten that what is it, PPE,
payroll protection.
Did you all get that?
No, I didn't, but Craig did. Dineva, Craig got it. My friend Craig, he got it because you know, he has a business and he has maybe I think 2 employees. I think he has 2-3 employees. I'm not sure.
Right.
But
Now,
he filled up for it.
And now you definitely should have gotten it.
Who, Dineva?
No, you. You have a crew.
I do, but I don't 1099 them. I pay everybody straight.
Okay. Girl, well, you learned that lesson.
Maddie, while we got you on the line, it's already on an hour. We're gonna get ready to wrap. What's going on in your world of pop culture, social media? Give us something to talk about, honey. We can key real quick before we get out of here. What's on your mind?
Well, ain't nothing really too much on my mind, you know what I'm saying, except, I'm waiting for this stuff to be over so I can really get back to work, with some little projects that I got coming up.
How has it affected your working?
Actually, to be honest with you, Gio, and I don't even know our we were never going to be affected by it because we were always internet girls. We were always we always our funds actually kind of
went up.
Yeah, because it made people sit down and be home and watch us. And what I did was I formulated different things. Now we were touring a lot. I did lose a lot of, like, I'm an on the road girl too, so I did lose a lot of gigs. Like, and then Pride was coming up, and then and our plans for taking the show back on the road.
Yeah,
Dineva. We were talking about going back on the road, and also we had the trips coming up out of the country. So everything was pushed. Everything is now pushed to 2021. So I mean, like for the internet money increased, but that little extra money on the side, like I get from touring.
Right,
girl,
we made thousands of dollars.
Why you think that's why I'm selling the tea, girl? I mean. I went to Saks Fifth Avenue earlier today, and that tea money financed my shopping spree, bitch.
Right.
Well, let me ask you a question, Dineva. Do you stand behind the product? Because I was gonna introduce it to the Maddie Mob too, but honestly
look at my skin.
All right. Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
Bitch, I just got me a whole nother box today, bitch.
Yeah.
With my motherfucking NutriBurst. This right here.
Yeah, I do take the NutriBurst. Now I do that every day.
This shit got my skin looking good, bitch. One shot of this today, and all that nigga food I eat, this shit right here, she flushes her right out of me, honey. All that hog balls and all that good eating that I call that rich white woman eating. She flushes her out of me, bitch, so I don't keep that shit in my gut and get fat.
I see you growing. You letting your gray grow in. What's going on?
Well, I ain't letting her do that mother all the time doing that shit.
Hey, you ain't got no barber to go to. Get rid of it.
All the time.
Yourself, though. You could have.
I mean, are you gonna get into the fact of them calling you daddy?
He looking like Price Daddy.
Baby, they've been calling me daddy. That's a whole. that's that. My voice had to get deep on that. That's not this show.
Oh my God.
That's a Quentin Latham conversation. Not Miss Dineva, bitch. They been
I mean, hell, if I hadn't had all this laser, girl, y'all to see my gray growing in too, child, honey. But yeah, I mean,
because mine is creep.
Mama Crenshaw say, "What are the donations for? My bills." I'm nervous.
Well, you not
my bills.
I know that's right. Oh, I gotta do that. I like that. Because that brings to mind two things, right?
Okay.
Versus, you and I talked right after Versus.
Mm-hmm.
And Quentin was the one that brought up the idea that it was 797,000 people on that.
Mm-hmm.
Every person had paid $1.
Mm-hmm.
After they paid everybody, each of them would have still been able to go home with at least $200K.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is that something that you all are going to start looking into? Because just like you said, Maddie, this is a new economy.
Mm-hmm. Well, to be honest with you, Dineva and I have a great chemistry online. But our chemistry works even better when we're in person. We can actually touch each other.
I've watched.
Our chemistry is great like that. We could touch each other, feel the energy from it. He could look in my eyes and be like, "Bitch, I'm finna read." So, and I know when it's
I already know.
Yeah, I know when it's coming. I know when we get ready to set a punchline. It's kind of different online. Now, I would sell dollar tickets for us, like to do something, like do a Queen Supreme Court live, live. But we do the Queen Supreme Court every week anyway. Dineva's coming next month.
Yeah,
This Monday coming.
Supreme Court next Monday.
Now,
You gotta have Jill one day, Maddie.
I need to have you come through there. But Dineva and I talked about when we were coming back to
You were
Miami.
gonna come down here and be on my show.
Yeah, I was, and I told you.
Mama fucked all that up.
Yeah, but listen, we Dineva and I spoke about you, me, and you doing the live show in Miami when we come back. And I said,
I would love to.
I said I'm with all that, you know what I'm saying, because it's fun. Like the last show that we did in Miami was great. It was.
And you were right down the street.
Oh my God, it was crazy. We'll be right back at that place.
Whole, it wasn't no tea, no shade. It wasn't y'all fault. To tell you, I need y'all to clean the furniture before I can come up in there.
Oh,
don't do Brock them like that. Don't do Brock them like that.
I love Brock, but I said it to him to his face. So it's not.
Shit, they had some good chicken wings in that old.
And what's the name? Killer.
Maddie, that Miami show, we packed that motherfucking place.
Yeah.
Every piece of light bread they had in that bitch, they ran.
It was out.
They ran out of it. Miami.
You all do an amazing show. I mean, I really, really love what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, because, listen, we don't take the shit that we do serious. We don't take none of this stuff. We just talking stuff about. We don't break news. We just talk about the news that got broke.
Right.
So I got a question, and I'm going to be nasty.
Think about it, Maddie. I mean, look at the three of us. Yeah. Right? In a different world, we wouldn't have this. Nobody would have given us this kind of access.
Right. Correct.
Millions of people.
Right.
So I got a question, Maddie.
So you all stepped out and did it, and look at it.
Yeah. Here she go. You see her? Here she go. I don't know, Dineva. Here she go.
So since me and Tamar made up, you and Cookie Tookie gonna make up?
I don't know who that is.
Khia.
No, Cookie Tookie.
I have no idea who that is.
I'm gonna leave it alone because that's my sister. I'm gonna leave it alone. I ain't gonna get it.
Can we just talk about Khia and Trina for 2 seconds?
Yeah, come on.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so there's a part of me that really kind of worships at the throne of Khia because she can read a bitch for filth.
Let me tell you something. And I hate to say this because I'm a Miami girl. But that last read she gave Trina, she laid Trina's ass to rest.
I'm throwing shit at the computer like
and I'm from Miami, and I know I'm blindly supposed to stand up. I'm blindly supposed to stand up for Miami folks. But in this situation, I just can't. Khia laid that woman to rest. Bitch, rest in peace, Diamond Princess.
But it gets tiring after a while. You get tired of going back and forth.
She doesn't have another note. She just is that one note.
It just gets tiring. It's just it gets exhausting, and you're like, girl, I got to keep doing this.
Now, what I hate though is that Trina entertained it.
I don't know. I think that Trina, because she is my coworker now. Her and Trick are downstairs at 99 Jams. And I just personally don't think that she's been able to grieve for her mother properly. Mm-hmm. She really needs some space to be. Because her and her mom was like me, and, my mom was back in the day, and people would come up to me like, hi, Jill, how's your mom? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think she was given that space to really be able to grieve for her mother. And so she's just kind of going through she's got to just keep it moving at this point.
Well, it's hard when you in a space like that and people, come for your mother, especially when your mother don't got nothing to do with it. And then, and then her mother is recently deceased, and that was very hard on her, And I mean, listen, but in reading, people go to the depths.
I mean, because Khia can read. She can read. She can't do nothing else, really. But she can read. That's her problem.
I ain't gonna front. That bitch do read. That bitch can go. That bitch can go to the end. I mean, she writes her shit. She writes her raps. So
but like you said, that's one note. You can't. Not a song does one note make.
Yeah, I mean, she writes her stuff. She's her pen is. She got a strong pen. Like when it comes to riding a beat, like she'll ride a bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's just
Why
what
do you think though that she was so scared to face with Monique?
Well, I don't think that she was afraid to face with Monique. I just think that she was angry with the technical difficulties that we were having. I do think that. I think she was mad because she was ready, but it's just that I don't know. Maybe that night, I don't know what that night did, but God is in everything. So
I think it's deeper than that too. I think, me personally, I said this in a video. I think she's scared of success. I think that she's some part, and if you look at the trajectory of her career, she always gets in her own way. And the reason why I'm give me 30 seconds, I'll let you have it. And the reason why I can say that is because I've had people in my life, my mother in particular, who my mother functioned best in chaos and confusion. When her life got peaceful, she was so used to living in chaos and confusion that when it got peaceful, that was uncomfortable for her. And she would go stir up some shit so she can get back to her comfort zone. And I think that Khia is so used to being on the bottom that being anywhere else is psychologically uncomfortable for her. So she finds a way to get back to where she's comfortable.
Well, I'm not a medical doctor to diagnose her with anything, because that sounds like some medical shit to me. But for me, no, it do. It sounds like some mental medical shit. But for me, with working with her, you get what I'm saying? I think that, she takes what she wants to take serious. And, I don't think that maybe she really looked at it in the space that we was looking at, because she was very much so like when it was us, she was saying that, let them, like, we the shit, let them come to us and let this and the other. She does have a narcissistic personality. It is that, and she has that because, she could ride a bee. She could ride a bee. Like, she know her skills, she know her talent, and I just think that it was a lot of cockiness going on, and I don't know. Listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. She'll be fine. She listen. They know how to survive after the bomb drop. Hey, that's what Trina said.
Listen, y'all.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the different. I think both of you are right. I don't think that she has, like, somehow or another, I could see Trina at the Met Ball. I can't see Khia there.
Yeah. And mind you, Trina will only be there as Kelly Rowland's +1 now. She ain't getting her own.
Don't do that, Dineva. Don't do that.
+1.
What'd you say?
You are. Don't do Trina.
Only there because I said she only there because she Kelly Rowland +1, but she in the building.
But to that point,
and then she's in the building, and that's more than you can say for Khia.
Right.
Oh dear God. Exactly. Oh my God.
Lady,
that's the thing, you have to be able to transcend the moment, and both of you all certainly, you have done that. I mean, Quentin's breakthrough moment was when what's her name, Kerry Washington and the whole crew were at SAG. And they riffed. They verbatim did. My hair is laid for like 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying? It opened the door, but it showed the level of where you enter. You know what I'm saying? That they not only did they see you, but they appreciate you. Yes, has entered in a space and just blew up like a whole new space for herself.
Right.
Like you don't even know what to do with me, so I'm gonna show you who I am.
Right.
And everybody was like, well, let me sit down and watch because this is the best.
Yeah, and I mean, and
Yeah.
here's the thing, Jill. I'm no stranger to loss. I'm no stranger to
Mhm.
heartache. I'm no stranger to I'm a queen. I'm a tranny, a trans
Mhm.
girl. So I mean, I've experienced lots of things. So like
Mhm.
the breakup of a show or the split up of something. That it wasn't gonna stop me because I still kept going. And
Mhm.
in the end, people will see that I'm still successful in the goal that I set out for. I mean,
You've achieved them.
I
And
reached it.
I don't know if you you do speaking engagements and things like that, but I will share with you that at least 3 or 4 of the trans women that I know
Mm-hmm.
are just like, in conversation are often brought to tears by what you have done. Because
Mm.
several of them that I know, even in Miami, right, don't have really a life outside of the life.
Right.
And people don't really understand that it's just not safe sometimes
Yes.
for
Correct.
them to be out in public. And I really
Mm-hmm.
didn't understand it until one of my just good girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
I would just invite her to so much stuff and she wouldn't come and I couldn't understand it. And she had the conversation with me one day. She was like, it's just sometimes it's not safe for me. And
Yeah.
I have to be really careful where I go.
Yeah. I mean, it is
And
like that. It is
yeah.
like that. And Dineva has learned a lot from me as a trans person. Because Dineva has. I broke it down for Dineva that Dineva has privilege. Dineva has the privilege of a great education. Dineva has the privilege of still identifying as a gay Black man. That can that pulls that Dineva is the character. Quentin is who
Right.
is who he is. I'm
Mhm.
T.S. Madison. I don't pull it on and pull it off. I get up every day, and
Right.
that's who I am. So for me, I had to come to understand that, I gotta accept that. I gotta accept the thing, the do's and the don'ts with it. I have to accept that people are not gonna, respect me or accept me in places, But I still push through. And Dineva's learned a lot from me because he would come to me with questions like, "Well, Maddie, I don't really know too much about trans stuff and trans this and whoop de whoop, but let me ask you this." And I remember one night Dineva was here at the house. And he was laying on the sofa. Girl, we had done ate, and he was laying on the sofa watching TV. And Dineva and I have really great conversations when we talk when we're by ourselves. But
Mhm.
but this particular conversation, we had. He was so intrigued. He sat up on the sofa. Dineva, you may not even remember this, but you sat up on the
I'm
sofa.
listening. I'm waiting for it.
You sat up on the sofa and you said, "You know what, bitch?" Because I told you that I always was the ugly one, and you asked me, how did you understand how to survive, T.S. Madison? And I said I always was the ugly one out of the girls or whatever.
Mhm.
And what made my confidence level go through the roof was me and the beautiful girls we were in the same job, and them hoes couldn't keep a house, they couldn't keep a car, and I kept a house and a car, so I couldn't be too ugly,
Right.
And when they used to say,
Right.
what the men down there, and I would be like, I would always accept my truth of me being, TS. Them girls would be like, well, honey, I sell pussy. They selling dick down there. I've always stood in my truth, and I've always stood in my own confidence. And me telling Dineva that story was a big epiphany for me. Me, learning that you have to be confident in who and what you are
Mhm.
in order for things to run smoothly for you. You feel what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
those girls who I felt inferior to, I was superior to them in my mind and in my thinking and
Yeah.
in my planning. Beauty is only skin deep.
Okay, so so the question would be, how did you create that shell?
Well, the show with
No,
Khia.
the shell to protect yourself from those.
Shell, not
shell.
shell.
You know what I'm saying? Because all of the 3 of us, we all been through it. You know what I'm saying? If I look good in a bikini, bitch, I'd have been a millionaire by now.
Right. Well, I created that shell because I just kept watching.
Mm-hmm.
I kept watching. I just kept watching, and I'm like, these are people that I look up to and I admire, and they doing better. We are in the same. We at the same job.
Right.
We hoes. We all hoes. We hoes by force. You get what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
not the people not giving none of the people giving us any jobs. She got bigger titties than me, bigger ass, a prettier face.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
we all show up to the same job.
Right.
But it's when you get off of work, how you handling your business.
Mm-hmm.
My mind has always been in a business focused or whatever. And when Dineva sat up on that sofa and looked at me and said, "Bitch, you know what? I never really thought about that." He said, I went to school for economics 101.
Mm-hmm.
And I just learned something from you, Maddie. I just learned, and I love Dineva a lot. Like Dineva don't know. Dineva know.
I love you more.
I tell Dineva all the time that I love him. I do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we have really deep conversations, like just on some out the way shit. And if Dineva called me and needed anything, or I called Dineva and needed anything, we got each other back like that. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And for him to sit up in that moment and tell me, because I respect Dineva's mind. Dineva is very smart.
Very smart.
And for him to sit up and say, "Damn, bitch, I just learned something from you."
Yeah.
From an educated person like that, like, damn, bitch, I just learned some shit from you. I got a whole different outlook and perspective about you, Madison, from just talking to you about that little stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now he did lay back down on the line and say, "Girl, the ugly hoe still motherfucking you still a fat ugly ass hoe," you know.
But that is part of the magic of Dineva, you know, in that he has been in that space of being in a place where you don't fit at all. And you know, going to that, like, how long do I stay here and not be honored for who I am?
Yeah.
And one day said, you know what? I fuck it. I believe in myself enough. I'm gonna just jump out here and see what happens.
I think that'll be a great conversation for one of our next shows.
Yeah.
How do I slow? Do I stay in one place and not be honored? That actually be a very great conversation for us to have on one of our next shows. But listen, y'all, my dogs is back here crying.
You heard,
and I gotta go walk mine. And we don't went an hour. All right, I'm coming, y'all. We don't went an hour and 30 minutes.
All right.
Thank you much, Maddie, Mob, Jill, Tracey, people. Hold on, I want everybody, y'all. I really did this video because my girl Jill Tracey has been trying to start her YouTube, and I have been telling Jill, you know, Jill, come on, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you. The crowd is gonna love you. Y'all drop that in the comments and let a bitch know, is y'all loving Jill Tracey or not? Is y'all feeling Jill Tracey or not? And Jill, based on the comments, they keep saying, you know, they like it. I think we might got a little something we might be doing on Friday. A little something we could be doing on Friday.
I like it. Yeah.
Jill, please tell everybody where they can find you.
I am on Instagram at The Jill Tracey Show. And I think Twitter, nobody goes to fucking Twitter no more. The Jill Tracey Show is my Instagram. I am on hot105fm.com if you're somewhere else, on Saturday nights from 6 to 10 DJing. And then from 11 to midnight on Sunday, I do Hot Talk, which is my thank you, Marquis Terrell Johnson. Sunday night I do Hot Talk, which is a community affairs show where we highlight the achievements and discuss the challenges of our community. And you know, TS, before you came on, then you know, I mean, come on, this is like a troika for real. I was telling Quentin, you know, one of the dilemmas, one of the things that I've really been like burning incense and shit and sage in my house about during this corona is, how do we engage people to understand why you have to know who these politicians are and what, when you put them in office, what you should be expecting from them. I think a lot of us, I was like that. We all inhabited this space. I was in this space before y'all. You know what I'm saying? And it's good for us to kiki and laugh and this and the other. But at the same time, we really have got to be cognizant of what these look, us not paying attention got us Donald Trump.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yep.
And we got we have too much to lose. We are all very shortly and thank you, babe. Oh, Jessica. Thank you for watching Starting Over. There's some really good episodes on my YouTube. We are, and you know, I will say this one time that the only time people can relate this to is the Great Depression of 1918. That was a century ago. So what we are living like a new reality. 100 years from now, they're gonna be reading about what the fuck we did right now.
Yeah.
And just let that sit on you. You know what I'm saying?
Read that comment, Jill.
To replace Claudia Jordan, she's the worst on Love and Hip Hop. Yeah, she messy. But that's to my point. Miss Blue 920. That's to my point. They would rather see Claudia Jordan's having no conversation ass sit up there in that chair than me.
Tell the people what you. We got 1,700 over at Facebook and another 4,000 over at YouTube. Tell them what the fuck you got going on before we get out of here.
Listen, tune in. Listen, tune in.
That's it right now. I just really want us. I love the two of them. You have no idea. I was so excited. I had all kind of shit planned for TS.
But we're gonna do something. We're gonna do something though.
We definitely will.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I really think that if is a part of this, part of our conversation could be really about engaging people and sharing with people what it really means to put people in office and hold them accountable. Because we do it. We support and then they get in office and we don't get shit.
That's right. Now, Jill, you better go in there and drink you some Kool-Aid, girl. That fireball is kicking in to you, girl. Yeah, you feeling good right now, honey. Get your piece of tray to come over there and rub your feet.
Okay. Listen, it ain't worth dying for. You gotta need to walk in the door with your test. Okay?
Girl, put a hazmat suit on, girl. Y'all roll around in a hazmat suit naked. Dineva, listen, thank you for having me. Guys,
yes, it was lovely, guys.
Listen, make sure you guys tune into the Queen's Supreme Court Mondays at 9 or 10 p.m. Dineva will be there this week.
I'll be there this Monday.
Girl, we getting the docket all the way together. And go back and watch some of the shows. Tamar was on last week. We had a good time. Dineva, I'm glad you and Tamar got that situation together. I love you for that. You know, I put my word in for that because I want my friends to be friends. Jill, I love you like a fat bitch love cake. You don't even know. You don't even know we got some history. I was cutting your grass when I was a young, a little teeny bopper, a little boy.
It's too funny. I love it.
I love you guys. I love you, Maddie Mom. Dineva, thank you. You know I show up anytime you tell me.
Always. And
I love you
much. Thank y'all so much. You know what? I mean, Jill, the people say we got to do this on Friday, so I guess we doing this on. Ooh, Funky Bunch, y'all fucking make me sick, but I do anything for y'all bitches. So I guess we ain't gonna tell y'all hoes no time. Just click the like and the bell button on my YouTube and Jill YouTube so you get the notification when we do it, because I don't need y'all hounding me or whatever the case may be. And we'll see y'all hoes next Friday. Bam! Yeah, I'll call you on the cell phone.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right.